ESPN came out with a panel from their experts that gave LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers 0% of winning an NBA championship next year.
0.
A big fat bagel. 0% of winning an NBA championship next year. They gave the Los Angeles Clippers 54.5%, the Bucks like 36.1%, the Philadelphia 76ers 6.1%, and the Lakers
0%.
My question to ESPN, the experts, has LeBron fallen from grace that far? Are we looking at a LeBron James that you guys are saying is so past his prime that just dropped 27, 8, and 8, playing over 50 games last season? Is this the same guy we're talking about that has
0% of
winning the championship? Is this the same guy that you guys call he's the best player in the game? A lot of people still are not willing to surrender the best player in the game title to Kevin Durant or any other player. They're saying that LeBron James is the best player in the game. He has 0% of winning a championship next year. Let's not forget, the Golden State Warriors no longer exist as previously constituted. There's no longer a four-headed Hydra with the tarantula at the helm killing things. There's none of that anymore. So what this panel tells me is these experts lack expertise. It's kind of ironic because Jalen Rose was reacting to this list and he said, well, I wasn't a part of this list. Don't put me on this list. I purposely try not to get on these lists so nobody will ask me where did we get this from. And it's crazy because the Clippers have I believe it was over 30 experts. They brought all their experts, all their brainchilds, all their geniuses into a room and said the Clippers have over 50% based on what we see. It's crazy. It's crazy. People don't understand how open the title race for next year is because we don't have a dominant team. There's no dominant team. Every team has flaws. Yes, even the Los Angeles Clippers. Every team has their flaws. So to say that you're going to give the Clippers over a 54% chance, like the Clippers are the new version of the Golden State Warriors, makes no sense. Although, you know, the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant and Clay and Steph and Draymond makes absolutely no sense. And then you're disrespecting LeBron. And I guess this is why he's been talking all that smack about coming through. He's Rich Paul and other people saying that he's going to come back and make people remember who he is and this, that, and the third. This is why. You guys, the same experts that say LeBron is the best player in the game are the same experts that are saying he has zero chance to win an NBA championship. How do the two equate? None of that makes sense. None of that makes sense at all whatsoever. And if you look at the team, it's a pretty damn good team. And he's done more with less. In 2007, he took guys like Donyell Marshall, Delonte West to the NBA Finals. Like I said before, he's done more with less. Just recently, 2018 or it was 2018 or 20 the year that, you know, JR messed up. He took J.R. Smith, George Hill, Kevin Love, of course, Kyle Korver. He took those guys to the finals. Almost took stole game one from the Golden State Warriors. Dropped 51. You gave him 0% chance to win a title. Makes no sense at all whatsoever. Those experts should be beaten, tarred, and feathered, and dragged through the street for coming up with such a disrespectful panel. And it's not even a logical thing, because logically, if you're saying that somebody's the best player in the game, but then logically they have a chance to win a title. You're not gonna really necessarily be the best player in the game and have zero chance of winning the title. You have to have some kind. You have to have 1%, 2%, 3%. You can't have 0% chance of winning the title. That makes no sense. No sense at all whatsoever. But that just goes to move on to my next point and the next topic. When I say LeBron James has done more with less, now you're giving him more. Just recently, the Lakers signed Dwight Howard, and some people were not really happy about that. Some people were just very upset, and they had an adverse reaction to him coming back.
Sorry, break out. Shouldn't even be here. Be gone. Wanna be? Be gone.
And I can understand why. But out of all the guys they could pick, it was out of Joakim Noah, Maurice Spates, and Dwight Howard. Here's the problem with Noah. Noah has a high motor, but he's not that skilled. Like, the thing about Noah that everybody loves, he plays hard. He has a high motor. But he's not going to give you offensive numbers. And he's a pretty good rebounder, but he can't get out-rebounded. Sometimes he actually has been like a little undersized too as well, which is kind of weird because I believe he's 6'10", but just his build doesn't fit the profile. Yeah, Maurice Spates, and I hate to say it this way because I love Spates. I love his game. I love the way he spreads the floor. He's not necessarily a great rebounder, and he's always out of shape. He's overweight, so that's not gonna play well if you're trying to run and gun, do the Lake Show. The only thing he's really good for is spacing the floor, but you really can't really rely on him due to the fact that if you remember, when the Golden State Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, Spates was on that team, and he went cold as well. A lot of people during that, when the Cavs came back from 3-1 deficit, they keep bringing up Steph and Clay and how Steph came up short. There was a lot of other guys from Harrison Barnes, Maurice Spates, Barbosa. There's so many guys that they played very well through the first 4 games, and then after that, they disappeared. And I digress, but Space is part of that program. Dwight Howard is the only guy that is really in shape, prototypical center size, can rebound and block shots, which is all that Lakers need. Now, he comes with a lot of antics, and we're not going to be able to get around that. There's always antics about him being in sexual relationships with men, antics about his sexual preference, antics about him dividing locker rooms, mimicking people. You guys remember when he was in Orlando, how he basically got Stan Van Gundy fired. Stan basically came out and said, well, this is what's going on. And Dwight was like, we're not going to be talking about that or whatever the case, because he got exposed. So he's a locker room problem. But here's the great thing with the Lakers did, and the one protection clause that they put into the system was into the contract. If you mess up, or if we feel that you're dividing the locker room and you're not playing up to par, I believe February 7th they could cut them. So it's a non-guaranteed contract. So that's the one caveat they put in there to eliminate any kind of distractions, which is huge for the Lakers because you're getting him, and it's like a trial basis. He screws up, you cut him, and you can call, Joakim Noah if he's still available. You call anybody else if they're still available, try to plug him into the system. So out of all those guys, he makes the most sense because you lost a guy in DeMarcus Cousins that you felt like could rebound, help you defend, help a little bit of space and set some screens. That's what Dwight Howard is gonna do, set some screens. He's a lob threat, of course. My problem with Dwight Howard always has been this, though. Do you really want to play basketball? Because it just seems like he's bounced from team to team. He never really steps up to the challenge. He kind of runs away from the challenge. You saw this during free agency when he was with the Lakers back up to 2013 or so. He was there, but he left the Lakers for Houston. Things didn't work out in Houston. He basically just bouncing around. So is his heart really into it? Because this is going to come into play. You're going to need a lot of heart to deal with LeBron and what's going on around him. And this is what's crazy. Dwight thought that Kobe was bad. You think Kobe's bad. Kobe wants you to just perform on the floor. Like, Kobe could care less about your your brand. He could care less about anything else. He just wants to see you perform on the court. He wants to challenge you performing on the court. LeBron not only is going to challenge you on the court, he's going to challenge you off the court with the circus that comes around him. And they're going to always point the camera in Dwight's face. What do you think about what LeBron said? And Dwight is going to give you a soundbite. He's the soundbite king. So, and that is something that can get him out of LA quick, fast, in a hurry. So it's really going to be interesting. You know, I'm not necessarily a big fan of Dwight Howard. I felt like he had so much promise when he was in Orlando, took them to the finals. I was like, okay, this is a guy and a team, you know, you're going to have to contend with. And man, it just all fell apart. I don't know what happened with Dwight. I know he got injured. Of course, he's had torn labrum, shoulder injuries, and things of that nature, which, you know, comes into the game. But to me, it's not even the injuries that have really hurt his career. It's just his approach to the game of basketball, which hasn't been that professional. So this is going to be a curious, we'll say, a courting period to see how this plays out in LA. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.